I believe we are live. Still have a bit of a headache, not feeling the best or the most into it, but I wanted to see if I could relax, if I could maybe do a battleground or something like that, and see if I can get into something, you know, I actually kind of enjoy. We're looking at 10 to 20 minute queues in between. Hey Felix, how's it going? So yeah, pardon me if I'm not in the absolute best of moods, but I mean, I'm doing okay. I'm just, these headaches are a real bitch. I'm just glad it's not a migraine. I've had it all day, but it's not a migraine, so there's that. It's a bonus. Well, I never actually had a migraine. It was more just an undesirable headache, because sometimes people throw the word migraine out the window a little bit too frequently, I find. So I choose carefully when to use that word. But I mean, I'm surviving. I'm drinking a lot of water. And that's kind of a big deal for headaches. A lot of times, most headaches are caused by dehydration. So I'm just going to mess around, see what happens. Wait for a battleground to pop. Not something I'm usually doing, but got 22 minutes to wait for an epic one, which I really wanted to do, but only 11 for a standard battleground. And in the meantime, I was trying to debate where I should go. Oh, hi, Joe. You know, I haven't been here in a while. Grizzly Hills, Feralis, the Hinterland. Yeah, let's do the Hinterlands again. Will I ever play Fall Guy? I'm not even too sure what that is, to be honest. I saw it mentioned briefly, but I wasn't too sure what that was, or if I, more accurately, if I wanted to know what that was. Is that like something that is apparently really fun? It's some like cartoony looking funny thing, I'm a thing. Well, let me check it out real quick. The Fall Guy. Oh, I thought it was free for some reason. Oh, 75%. Really? Free for all. Let's check it out. Well, I could have sworn I saw something about it being free on... I don't know, I must have misread. Let me just see what it looks like. It looks like some goofy fun, but I heard it's incredibly successful. I hear it's doing really well. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I don't know if I'd like it, but then it could end up being really goofy and funny. That's the thing, eh? Because goofy, silly... Hello, Sammy Boy Jr. Goofy, silly fun is sometimes, you know, what I'm into. Yeah, it could end up being fun. Just to clarify, hopefully, if all goes well, I can at least do a battleground match in World of Warcraft. I'm kind of doing the same old tired routine of just roaming around certain areas seeing what's happening. But you know what? Let me go to the Eastern Plaguelands instead. Let me see if anyone requires some aid. That's the downtime, though, in between the battlegrounds. I kind of enjoy this more than Call of Duty, to be honest. Just the overall thing about World of Warcraft. It could be slow, it could be calming. You know, the music, the rain, whatever. Plus, don't forget, I have 16 years of history in this game, so it's kind of hard to just toss it out the window. Well, mine's been okay, but I'm still moaning and complaining about my headache. I don't feel 100%, but I did feel like streaming, seeing a few people, seeing if a few people were going to hop in. I got this game today called Arcane today. It's really fun to play. I would recommend playing that sometime. It's on sale on Switch. Y'all have to check that out. Arcane. Yeah, I have my Switch predominantly for bedtime. Although lately I've been playing more on my iPad. So a lot of this is boring, but like just flying around waiting for battlegrounds to pop. Could you imagine if you had to wait 10 to 12 minutes in between Call of Duty rounds? That wouldn't be too appealing, but this is an MMORPG. And when you have the history that I have, like when you invest 15, 16 years of your life, like I'm almost 42. And I think it was around 25 years old I started playing this game. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, then you remember that music you've been hearing all these years, and almost every square inch of the map you go to, you almost have a story for. Oh, I remember this one time here. You move over 20 feet. Oh, I remember that one time there. It never ends. The nostalgia is strong as shit. Even if the gameplay is not always jam-packed with death and destruction, you know? Yeah, I'm still tempted to buy it just because it's $13. Let me just, you know what? Let me just ask if anybody needs a hand here. Anyone require with a quest while I'm flying by? You never know. Like I said, the game's a lot easier now. Here. Because we're going down memory lane, I guess I'll share with you something. So about 15 years ago, that was a long time ago, I used to, on my Undead Rogue, I used to farm gold to be able to afford like my epic mount or something. One of the main places was this area that we're coming up to right here in the distance. So this is the Eastern Plaguelands. This used to be what was considered a high-level area. This was in one of the original 2 maps, so as you could see here. This is all of World of Warcraft, right? And then you've got, so we're in here. Then you have Draenor. That was another expansion. Then Outlands, that was the Burning Crusade, the second expansion ever of World of Warcraft back in 2007. You got all of this map. But for the base map, like the vanilla game as people call it, you only had Kalimdor here, and you only had Eastern Kingdoms. Anyhow, you didn't have any of this googly guck in here. So anyway, so this was one of the high areas just east of the Undercity, one of the Horde main towns. And it used to be creepy because not everything was easy. You couldn't just two-shot everything. And there was the Scarlet Crusade. They were just an NPC faction. And they were all elites, like right there. See how there's one there? But they're a Scarlet Warder now. And they're just a 59. They're not like an elite. Right? Hello, Josh. They're not an elite. So killing these guys now, even at level 60, is incredibly easy. these are one of the ways in which they've scaled down the difficulty of the game tenfold. You can come in here now. Not only are they not elite, most of your characters will be able to self-sufficiently heal themselves quite frequently mid-battle without having to actually sit down. Yes, there is a way to play the old World of Warcraft. It's a long grind, it's something that never ends, and to be quite frank, I was almost tempted to start streaming classic World of Warcraft, because it's arguably more popular. It's just such an insane time sink. I would have to dedicate like 100% of my stream to it. It's one of those things where you're either all in or you don't bother. Like there's no point in dabbling into classic WoW casually. It's just not something you do. Anyhow, as you can see, I'm a super high level. But it's nostalgic because I remember, you know, coming in here and I would spend hours with some of my friends that I had met in the game. And I think that's part of the reason why it's such a big deal for me to, you know, to play this game. It's because this was like my first escape. You know, like when I started playing this game, I think I had only been clean for a few years. And I was still struggling to find an outlet, I guess is what it was. So when I started playing this game, meeting some nice people, it was kind of like weird for me because I wasn't used to meeting nice people. I was always used to meeting selfish, self-centered shit stains that barely care about themselves, let alone the people around them. Thanks, Junior D. What was I on? You mean like chemicals and stuff? Not a lot of stuff I really want to promote there. Well, I'm not promoting, but I mean like it's oh, there's a fellow Zandalari. Just booze and pills. A little bit of the hard stuff, but I was more into the hardcore pills. Like nasty stuff. We'll just leave it at that. Anyhow, we should be any moment getting ready for a battleground. But that's the problem, like I said. Yeah. That could be an insult or a compliment. Depends what you think of the person to begin with. I'll take it as a compliment. But yeah, so this game to me, like I said, was a big deal. Still is a big deal. The map is incredibly large. I almost can't go 10 feet without, like I said, telling you a story that would take almost a half hour to an hour to tell you about. It's because of the history, plain and simple, right? You can't just, you know, look at that and forget about it. Sure, the game's a lot easier. There's a lot less people, as you could tell, in the older maps. We just struggle to see one person there. There's really not a lot going on in the old zones. It feels dead, quite frankly. There's no way of sugarcoating it. You have to go to the latest expansion's map if you want, you know, the action. If you want to find people, that's where you go. You don't. Oh, okay. So see, there's a few people here. They're out questing, doing their thing. Oh yeah. There we go. I'm not saying this is the moment you've all been waiting for, but it's definitely the moment I've been waiting for. Let's see what battleground we get this time. I'm not gonna lie, I don't reckon... Oh, they changed... Oh, it's Warsong Gulch. I could almost cry. So there's several different battlegrounds. This is a PvP-oriented thing. The Horde starts here, the Alliance starts there. Capture the flag, right? We both run at each other's end zones. We try to grab the opposing team's flag. You grab it and you try to bring it back. I'm not good at explaining. So here's our flag. There's going to be some Alliance that are going to try to steal our flag, and they're going to try to bring it back to their end base and touch the area there. Not too much the real gamer. So I could stay here all day and like a big fat bear. chances are they're going to want me with popping 750,000 health. They're going to want me to carry the flag. So I got to run to their end zone, grab their flag, like I said. Oh, and you can't cap it unless your flag is there, by the way. And the first one to do that to 3 wins the Warsong Gulch. And this is one of the original first battlegrounds ever. So this is... I was just talking about nostalgia. It doesn't get more nostalgic than this. Because as every expansion comes out, there's more and more battlegrounds. And the chances of you finding a battleground that you enjoy from back in the day is obviously going to be slim to none. Yeah, I like them a lot, actually. Most people don't, but like I've said before, I don't give a monkey's rat's ass, whatever you want to call it. A monkey's rat's ass. Wow, that's special. It's not just a monkey or a rat's ass, it's a monkey's rat's ass. Most people I talk to can't stand him, but that's great. Because, like I said, just because people don't like someone doesn't mean I'm gonna follow along. Anyhow, I've spoken to him back and forth a couple of times over the last few years on Twitter. It's been pretty nice. We just have a lot in common. I've talked about him before. He was one of my main motivators to actually get into even working on my YouTube channel. Him and I opened our YouTube channels the exact same day, the exact same month, the exact same year. Like April 5th or April 6th, 2006. Only he took the ball and he ran with it and ended up with a near 5 million subs, and I did diddly shit and just watched the world pass me by as other people became successful. So he's running there. He grabbed their flag. Now obviously if someone kills him and they touch the flag, it'll automatically spawn it back at their base. And of course I can run as well. Oh, I mean, he's mentioned me a couple times, but I mean, I would never expect, I mean, I shout out people. But the thing is I'm a nobody. So, how am I helping? I'm shouting out people that are 10 times bigger than me. That's right. I had a little feast there with my bear. And because I can. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Of course it would be cool. I've been incredibly loyal to him. Sure, there's been times things have been said I may not have been exactly on board with, but isn't that the case with anything in life? No one's perfect, and we're so quick to cancel people at their first mistake. We don't give people other chances, and then we act like we're so high and mighty and we've never made a mistake. But yeah, I'm not ashamed to say I support him. That doesn't mean I condone every single thing he said, but like I even need to explain that, right? That should go without saying. Because if we were to cancel people that do wrong once, we wouldn't support anybody at all. Right? Like they're just, everybody would be canceled. It'd be stupid. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it can definitely make a difference. I remember in the early beginning, Boogie used some of my Red Dead Redemption 2 footage from my YouTube channel and credited me in it. Just to kind of, you know, whatever there. So I thought that was really cool. I gotten a couple of subs just from that. I mean, it wasn't a lot. But you have to understand, at the time when he did that, I had like 13 subscribers. 13 subscribers, or might have even been less than that. And after a couple of days, after he had talked about the top games of the year at that time for Red Dead, I had one of my biggest early spikes. I mean, maybe only 30 or 40 subscribers, but it's 30 or 40 subscribers. I mean, at that time, it took me a couple of months to get 30 or 40 subscribers, and because of him, I got that in less than 24 hours kind of thing. So, at the time, it was a big deal. Hello, Charlie. How's it going? Alright, the bear is hungry. Who shall we be snacking on? Just remember now. Oh, we got another bear. I don't have the best gear there, so... But at least this ain't Call of Duty. I don't get two-shotted. At least I can survive, right? That's the main thing with streaming a game. It's like World of Warcraft might not be people's favorite game. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, he's got 1,000,000 health. Yeah, so this guy right there, he outgears me to out the living wazoo. And then throw on getting gangbanged. And this is what you get. However, despite all that happening, am I dead? Am I just rolling over like a bitch? Like in Call of Duty. Wrong. I am still in the fight, which to me, arguably, it's just more enjoyable. Because eventually they all succumb to the claws of justice. Yes, that was cringy. But they do, they all fall. And I stand tall. And this time, I would have died, what, 17 times in Call of Duty by now? So yeah, 2 bears going at it. Yeah, this is a fight that'll last 6 years. Yeah, Call of Duty is ridiculous. When it comes to the size of it. This is gonna last all year, unless other people jump in. So it might take 10 or 12 minutes to get into a match. But you know what? For me personally, it's worth the wait. Look at this, I'm getting gangbanged 6 ways from Sunday from every angle. And no one can kill me. Including Big Prick McGee there that's got like 30% better armor than I do. He still can't get the job done. Come on, boys, you're disappointing me. And another one falls victim to the claws. When you got rabies, that's it. And another. Yeah, see, this is just... To me, I love this way more. Now, don't get me wrong. If I was equally this decent in Call of Duty, and I could last longer than 15 seconds at a time, oh yeah, sure. That would be great, wouldn't it? Boom, look at that. Right from my paw, look at this. Bam. And now we're gonna stealth. Like a sneaky ninja. And then we're just gonna raffle stomp his ass. There we go. I love the whole stealth thing. It's like no one can see me now. Hello, Haruki. How are you feeling today? Oh, I got a couple people in here. I thought there was only like 2 people in here, and I looked over and I was like, ooh, 8 people. Which is surprising, because I don't think most people enjoy this game. Arrgh. The bear is hungry. Now, don't get me wrong, I can die, obviously, if I get focus fired by, 10 people or something. Or not even, just someone ridiculously geared. Just keep in mind I don't have good gear. I talk a big game there just because I'm showing off a bit, but I'm really nothing special. I don't have the gear to really back up all the smack talk I do. And I am sloppier than I used to be years ago. I mean, there was a time and day where I used to do this literally 16 hours a day. See, like, what was that I just did? Come on, one-on-one, bitch. You think you're the hot shit? I need to snack. Kibbles and bits, biatch. That's it. Num num. Thanks for the meal, I needed the protein. See, I can't talk a tough game like that in Call of Duty. Ooh, it's the Demon Hunter. The fierce warriors of the battlefield. And I'm a tank, don't forget. I'm not really supposed to be able to kill shit. But no one's gonna neuter my fucking ass. Look at this tryhard. I'm a Death Knight. I think I'm Arthas, the almighty Lich King. You hit like a fucking wet noodle. Yeah, hit like a bitch. My dead grandmother hits harder. Anyhow, I think you're starting to clearly see why I enjoy this a lot more than Call of Duty. It's fun, but it'll take your soul. Oh no. Aww. All good things come to an end. But that's my first kill, though. Or my first death, rather. Like, where am I at here? Yeah, 15 kills, 1 death. You honestly think I'll ever Call of Duty 15 people before I die once? I don't think so. Yesterday I did a 40 flawless victory. I had 40 kills, 0 deaths. That felt good. So anyhow, you could see why I like keeping up with my character. Why I keep doing those boring little quests every day to maintain my my gear. That's why I do that. So that when I step foot in a battleground the odd time, I actually have a half-decent chance at, doing something. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, something about it. Oh. I gotta watch out because demon hunters have a cooldown. They can see stealth. They've got something called spectral sight. That's just it. I used to be one of the best. Now I'm talking shit. Because I used to run this bitch 16, 17, 18 hours a day. I would barely get any sleep. I was like Cartman from South Park in that World of Warcraft episode. And all I did was grinded arenas. All day, every day, all day. Until eventually I just became a machine. And I almost nearly became unstoppable. And I almost became a gladiator, which is something like top 5% in the world. Come on, come meet your end. You're not so brave, are you? His name is Braveheart. Braveheart wasn't a little bitch mage that ran away and hid inside a block of ice. That's not what I recall. Hello, Liam. At the time, I probably could have done... I'm not saying I would have won, but... there was a point in time where I probably would have stood a chance, at least. A fighting chance. Because that's all I did. But I didn't stream, I didn't record then, I didn't do nothing. And we won, so I got 27 kills and 1 death. So that's pretty good. That's the kind of ratio right there. Like, to me, almost 4 million damage as a tank. Again. A little bit better. I'm having fun. The battleground went well. I only died once. I was talking a lot of smack like I was hot shit. And I slightly backed it up with a 27-to-1 win-loss ratio. Or kill-death ratio. Yeah, my kill-death ratio in this game is high as shit. It feels good, you know, when you're sorta half decent at something, you know? And I don't even have the best gear. I'm not the best player, of course. But I'm decent enough that when I go in, I can talk a little smack. Have a little fun. Whereas in Call of Duty, I can't really do that. Call of Duty, I spend a lot of time complaining, resurrecting, and starting back from the waypoint. I do, however, enjoy the game at its core immensely. But, you know, you gotta face facts. I'm not exactly known for doing well in that game. I'm always at the bottom of the fucking scoreboard. Whereas in this game, I always have one of the highest kill-death ratios. So, you know. Well, my game and that, you know, it's like it's my baby, like I said. I just have so much history with this game, it's disgusting. It's hard to completely ignore this game. It doesn't make for the best streaming game, although Asmongold might want to have a word with me when he pulls in 70,000 viewers at a time, like I said in this game. I don't know what he does, but it's clearly pretty entertaining. Like, if you just sit for a minute, 70,000 people playing WoW 24, 70,000 people. I can't even picture 70 people. 700 people. I have to think for a second there. 7,000 people. 70,000. Like, that's a lot of zeros after the 7. Yeah. Anyhow. In some ways, maybe you were able to see a little glimpse of why I enjoy this game so much. Despite the fact that the cooldown is high. We should be coming up soon on getting a random epic battleground. That's like a... That's a pretty big deal. There's like 80 people in that map. Never mind this 6v6 bullshit in Call of Duty. But don't get me wrong, if I was even remotely half as decent than I was in this game, in Call of Duty, I would probably play it a lot more than I do. There's a reason I play games like, you know, Skater XL, Ghost of Tsushima, WoW, because I can actually survive for a couple minutes before I get my ass kicked. Is this like GTA in a forest? Well... It's an MMORPG. I mean, there are a lot of, you know, building your character up in GTA 5. This one you do it through gear, though, so it's more like a Skyrim with an online component. But it's GTA-ish in that it's an open world. You can go where you want. There's a story you follow. Instead of increasing your stats, you get gear that increases your stats. Like I said, my item level's 451. That's really nothing to talk about. Remember how I told you there was that druid there, that big purple bear I was fighting in the battle, if you saw? Yeah, that I believe. Yeah. Remember? I don't know if you guys were paying attention. The big purple bear I was fighting. So he had over 1 million health. I have 688,000 health, almost 750,000. Perspective-wise, do you know how much more gear I would need to go from 688,000 to like 1.1 million? I would have to jack up this gear score like a fair effing amount. I'm just saying, like him and I one-on-one, no, forget it. I would be dead. It would just be a matter of time when someone outgears you that bad. And again, this goes back to why I do those daily things all the time. Winning that battleground, by the way, helped as well push my conquest points, right? So doing battlegrounds, I get conquest points. Doing those little lame invasions that I do every day for 15 or 20 minutes, that pushes that bar. And then every week, like I said, because I capped the bar, I get a free piece of armor. And then a bonus one from the chest that I just got earlier in the stream. And that's how I keep up with what's going on. If I keep taking breaks like I keep doing for 5 or 6 months at a time because I get discouraged, I'm going to be spending all of my time just trying to catch up to everybody else, and that's just not fun. Less turn-based, but still. How old is the game you're playing now? So it's, if we're including the alpha, which came out in April of 2003, then this game is essentially 17 years old. It's officially 16 years old come this November at my birthday. On my well, not literally on my birthday, but like a couple of weeks after my birthday. Or whatever. It'll be 16 years. Is what this game is going on. So it's been out for a while, like I said. Okay, hold on a second. Just bear with me there. Da-da-da. All right. While the graphics have been upgraded a little bit, more like lighting and water, stuff like that, if that makes any sense. Now, you can look at these trees. You can look at this grass. You can look at these trees here. The leaves, when you get really close to them. Oh, yeah, you could tell that this is... I mean, look at that. That could almost make the leaves disappear. They're like paper thin. What would have been nice, but if you look at the grass and all that moves around, it doesn't look too terrible. It's that expression. It looks nice from far, but it's far from nice. However, if I go to some of the newer zones... Actually, let me go to this area. Oh, no, they won't do that. They've specifically said one of the main reasons they want to do this is so that it caters to a wider audience. Now, as soon as you come here, what do you notice about the leaves compared to the leaves I just showed you a minute ago? This looks a lot more colorful, a lot more alive. There's a lot more diversity. The leaves are moving around. My whole ground is shaking like there was an earthquake. But look at the leaves. They have more to them. Right? So in the newer parts of the game world, they ended up updating the graphics. Not like to Red Dead Redemption 2 graphics, but yeah. Mount Hyjal, Hinterland. Yeah, those are all the old areas. Yeah, let me just go to the new area. For the newest part of the map. But it's not so much to lose their... Well, I mean... Sure, the vintage look would be gone. There's no doubt about that. However... Like, I don't know if you can tell, but this is the newest part of the game, the newest map. Look at the trees and the leaves now flying around. Like, you have to admit, that looks a lot better than what I just showed you a minute ago. Right? Like, look at that. What the hell was that? So, I guess the saying would be, imagine if they took even these graphics. Like, look even at the distance, the mountains. Even the clouds, the sky, it looks a little bit more, you know, nicer. Even if they took this like, even look at the bark of the trees. There's more color to it. There's just a little bit more going on. If they took these graphics and brought them to the base game, that would be a nice change. I just don't know if they're ever going to do that. Vol'dun, Nazmir. I really do like the other part of the map more. But yeah, even like the lighting, I don't know. There's a charm to it. Like I said, you just even look at this. Doesn't look too bad, but still cartoony, but the idea they said is they want to make it, sorry, that's the word I was looking for, more accessible. If they turned this into too high a graphics, yeah. But I've also played 42 minutes. Yeah. I'll show you something really quick. A lot of it is kind of under the hood stuff too. Oh yeah. Like, let's say you look at my now this might be hard for you to remember, but if you take a look at my guy right now, that's my troll rogue that I don't often play. If you just take a good look at him, look at like the color, you know, the eyes, just if you can try and picture him for a minute and just watch him. And now I'm going to load into what the graphics looked like 15 years ago. This is original, 15 years ago. This is World of Warcraft Classic. Now look at my troll rogue. Look at how different he looks. Like absolutely like night and day. But on the outside, from 40 feet up in the air, you might not really kind of notice it. But like, look at his face. Look at how cartoony that looks compared to the guy I just showed you. Look at his ears, the eyes. It's so, like his tusks are super polygon, like a Nintendo 64. You know what I mean? Like, look how different that looks. So, I mean, they have made changes, but yeah. Now, this game will take your soul. This is what the game looked like 15 years ago. This is the hinterlands. This is that spot that I come to there that I was just at not long ago. But see, look at the map. Remember I just showed you the map a couple of minutes ago where there was like multiple islands here and... Well, I mean, there's an island there, but you can't go to it. That's just for the sake of the map. But this is it. That's the whole game. Just these two continents. It's pretty wild. No, for a 15-year-old game, like I said, it doesn't look all that bad. It really doesn't. Now, again, I can't fly in this one. There was no flying back in the day, so everything's just a lot slower. This game is a lot more monotonous. But there would always be something going on. See, those leaves don't look too bad, but again, if you get right up in its face... I mean, yeah, sure, some of them, the textures aren't all that bad, really. Some of the other leaves and some different trees, for some reason, the textures look really sloppy. But yeah, this is a 15-year-old game right here. With the original graphics. And really, doesn't look all that terrible. But yeah, anyways. This game I don't play too much, like I said, because if I ever did that, that would be it. I wouldn't really be able to play anything else, because it just wouldn't be worth playing this game casually. It's just really not worth it. I'm not even max level, because I don't even play it. Max level is 60, and I'm only at 47, and it took me a couple of months back a year ago in August to do this. This game's now been out a year already. It's a lot of fun. You want to talk about nostalgia, this'll do it here. But in this game, oof. I get a high level on me, forget it. I'm getting my ass beat in like one hit, literally. One hit, I'm dead. I just wanted to play that game, but my laptop wouldn't take it. Yeah, I didn't feel like getting another PC. Like I said, I replaced my graphics card. But like everything else in my computer's getting really old. I'm going to do a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima, because I'm at an exciting part now in the game where I have to talk to our uncle. Console. Oh, it was about to shut off. So I'll do that quickly. Then, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just take like a bit of a break in a bit soon. Because don't forget, I'm not used to like constantly streaming like this all the time. I went from like not streaming for a year to like streaming 6 hours a day. Hopefully, yeah. If all kind of keeps going the way they are, I should be able to pull that off. So I didn't beat the game, but I killed the big main boss guy. So this is now a pretty big thing, story-wise. Oh, I would get the non-disc version. I can't stand discs. I have like 350 PlayStation 4 games. Could you see me with a stack of 350 DVDs? When I had my Xbox, I had about 100 games, another 100 DVDs. It's insane. I can't do it. Plus, it's cheaper. See? Even back at an old... Oh, I just stole their loot. Peekaboo. And the triple assassination. Thank you for playing. Who said that? Oh, thought I saw someone. Anyhow. And this is my new horse, which I like more. Are you, Junior D, or anybody else getting a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, which I'm not gonna lie, kind of not exactly a huge fan of the name of the console.
I'll wait for him on the dock.
Nice. Are you getting the disc or the discless? I find I'm usually the only one with being anti-disc. I really can't stand those discs at all. Yeah, disc. Well, disc, you get best of both worlds. You want a disc, you can have one. You don't want it, don't use it. But it'll be a bit thinner, a little bit cheaper. This is huge. This is huge.
Jin,
Uncle,
I wasn't sure you would come.
I wanted to talk with you. If we work together, we can drive off the remaining Mongols. Start rebuilding our home.
That is not your duty. The Shogun has disbanded Clan Sakai. As of today, you are no longer samurai.
I sacrificed everything for my people. And I would do it again.
And I saved your ass.
New samurai are coming to replace those we lost. They will occupy your land and estate.
I have to say goodbye to my home.
Ride with me.
The other thing that sucks about discs for a console is you got all these games that come out, you buy the disc, and by the time you get home and you pop it in, there's a 60 gig update. So you're like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 is the epitome of an example of that before I go on. When you first loaded that DVD in Call of Duty 2019, it was a coaster. You couldn't even play the campaign without an internet connection. It was absolutely the most disastrous thing I had ever seen. There, all you could do is do the training tutorial or whatever. It was so bare bones. People were like, is this like an April Fool's joke? So you needed a day one 64 gig patch to bring up the game up to par, get the campaign going, get the multiplayer going. What was the point of the disc? And then I flip-flop between games all day. Could you imagine every time I wanted to go through one of my games? I'd have to get my fat ass up, pop out the DVD, in and out, in and out, in and out. I would burn out my disk drive in 6 weeks. PS3 was different. Because that one, it had that door that could slide and you could just physically remove the disc. There was no like motor to go in and out. Or at least on the Slim there wasn't one. So that wasn't as terrible. And yeah. Plus, at the time, there wasn't a lot of games I liked on console. Just to play with everything, but I need a car, so I think... Yeah. Well, it's like, look at me, I spent almost $900 on a graphics card, and I still can't play Red Dead Redemption 2 on Ultra at 60 frames at 1080p.
Good. They won't give up until they've conquered all of Japan.
I will spend what years I have left ensuring they fail. A task I hoped we would face together, as father and son.
You can still remarry.
Sleeping Dogs is a sleeper hit.
Yes,
Pun intended.
I suppose I can.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
Looks like he could use a push.
Here, let us help you.
Do not trouble yourselves, my lords.
Nonsense.
You can't do it alone.
You are much too kind. The mud is thicker than it looks.
That's a heavy load. Where are you headed?
Jogaku. The ghost
I have one DVD
He has an army.
You didn't
for that I can open and
for the
sniff
Mongol
like
steppes
doing a
to
line of
store
cocaine.
burn
Just
the
that
homes
smell.
to the ground.
An impressive goal.
It's like a high. It's like opening up a fresh book.
I hope it helps.
Then we will see you on your way.
See, if games came out complete... Now check this out. If games came out complete, I mean complete. There's no updates, there's no bug fixes, there's just nothing. Or there was a silly, goofy way for you to recompile the whole DVD and burn the update on the disc like a mini disc player from 20 years ago. So don't call me crazy. Mini discs were mini DVDs that you could put. They were like a Walkman back in the day in the early 2000s. In the really late 90s, they were a mini DVD. Almost like a PSP, PlayStation Portable. But you could actually read and write to the disc, but only a finite number of times before it would, kaput. If you could put your DVD in and burn the updates on the disc as they come out, and there's only so many to fix, some missing stuff or whatever, and you could pack everything on that disc, no internet connection needed afterwards to just run the game, just a stupid effing disc. There's some games I would probably buy on disc.
Thank you, my lord.
Jogaku is many miles from here. Keep away from the mud and the Mongols.
I will.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Not here. Follow me.
Yeah, so I'll do this for like another good 10-ish minutes, like at least. What the hell armor is that? I didn't tell you to put that on. Oh, I can't change what I want on. Ah, it's part of the story. Okay, I see what's going on. Anyhow, and after that I might go for like another walk or something just to kind of, get out.
I don't have an army.
Every day, more people flock to your cause. The Shogun is concerned. I am concerned.
You have nothing to fear.
When the new clans arrive, will people bow to their samurai? Or betray them in the name of the ghost?
I won't let them do that. They'll listen to me.
You openly defied me, Jin.
I saved you.
My most trusted warrior. You taught our people to disobey their leaders.
You would be dead without me, bitch.
What makes you think your followers will obey you?
Yes, I yell at NPCs. Is COVID still a problem in Canada?
That's enough riding.
I mean, I don't want to make a joke out of it, but that sounds nice, but it's too bad it won't happen. People only care about money. Yeah. So COVID-19 in Canada, with all due respect to my southern neighbors of the United States of America, we only have like 5,000 active cases. But I've got like about 4 or 5 critical risk factors in my health that if I get it somehow, there are people in my city that do have it. If I somehow did get it, it would probably be, lights out.
My family's cemetery.
The resting place of 7 generations of Sakai, including your mother.
And my father.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in a minute after this. Yeah, because I'm getting the urge to go for a walk. It's still kind of nice out. The UV is low too now. Get some fresh air, because it feels like stale in here. Even though I have the air conditioning and a fan behind me. This room is just really hot with my computer, my consoles running. 2 big TVs. It generates a lot of heat.
I will miss this.
So will I. The Shogun has declared you a traitor.
He ordered you to kill me.
ghost was an outlaw. He taught our people to defy their leaders.
To defend themselves.
With poison, a gift you gave to our enemy.
I had to stop you from throwing away our people's lives.
You have no honor.
And you're a bitch.
You are a slave to it.
I hope I kill him. He's an ungrateful sack of shit.
You are my son. Now I must continue.
You taking off there, Simmy boy?
Without you. I must start a new family.
And my head is the cost.
Taking it is my punishment.
Oh, this is getting good. I hope I do kick his ass. Take it easy.
Our final day together. It is beautiful. It's time. Write the last words of Clan Sakai.
And Clan Shimura.
What makes his old decrepit ass think he can tangle with me? But he probably has to do it anyways, because if he doesn't, like the uncle there, he'd probably get killed anyways. So it's like that whole do or die thing.
Hands that shape the world. A fate neither of us want. Will death redeem us?
Your parents will always be with you.
Yes, Uncle.
I will train you to become the strongest warrior Clan Sakai has ever known. I will raise you as my own son. Are you ready?
I am ready.
No, I don't think so. No. There's a few multiple answers you can pick, but I don't think it does. This isn't really like a Skyrim game in that regards. Skyrim would be the epitome of your choices can affect your outcome. This one, I don't think there is. Now this is pretty dramatic for the 2 people or 1 person that's in here. That's the guy that we fought to save in the beginning. We saved him only to have him come to claim your head. An ungrateful punk bitch.
Go in peace.
You're too slow, old man.
The wounds you dealt my spirit will never heal.
Killing me will only make them worse.
I can't fear the Shogun. This is not my revenge.
Come on.
This is my punishment.
Ooh. Too slow. It's gonna be a flawless victory, bitch. Come on. The old man needed to catch his breath. This is what he wanted.
Honor me with a warrior's death.
Huh. This is probably, right now, this is the only time in this game that your choice matters. Maybe, but I don't know if it changes the outcome. But this is like pretty dramatic. It happens he is like me. Like save me and then be like, as a thank you, you will fight to the death. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? For now, I'm gonna spare his candy ass. And on my other save that I got from like 20 minutes ago, I'll later go kick his ass and like finish him off. So just because I can do the other decision, like I said, with my other save. The outcome might still be the same, to be honest.
I have no honor. But I will not kill my family.
The ghost will be hunted for the rest of his days.
I know.
Who cares? That's the replay value. Wow, looks pretty badass there. Look at the look on his face, eh? Yeah, because I was curious. I was more curious to see what he was gonna say if I spared him than if I killed him. Because if I kill him, he can't say anything. I'm pretty sure the outcome is the same, to be honest with you. Oh, there you go. I beat the game. So that's what would have happened. If I would have killed him, he just wouldn't have said anything, and it would have been the same. Because post-game is like... There's nothing new, obviously, post-game. There's just like all the side content I haven't done yet. But in terms of the story, it's done, so we probably won't see him as an NPC in the game anywhere. So yeah, ultimately it didn't really do anything. But now I'm super curious before I go, because I will go after this, give myself a bit of a mental break. It'll be interesting to see, well, just how the post-game is. It'll probably just be the way it was, minus the gold symbol on the map. I would imagine. Not all games are like Far Cry 5, right? Where you beat things and nothing spawns back. I don't think it'll be like that. Oh, like I said, the story, the characters, Yuna, you know, the girl who saves you in the beginning, your uncle, the voice acting. To me, it was like a Hollywood production movie. At least to me it was. To a lot of other people, maybe not, but it's very rare that I like a story in a game that I give a monkey's ass about. Like The Last of Us Part 2. That was one that I enjoyed. That was, you know... Now, some of the things that happen in the game, that's a different story. But in terms of the quality of the production, right? That's what I mean. Here it is. This is post-game. This is exciting. I wish there was like 700 people in the stream, but maybe in 20 years that'll happen. Yeah. Not because I want the money or the fame, but I have to admit, this ending here... I have to admit, would have been cool to have had, you know, a couple hundred people see it. Now instead, there's like 2 people. Well, Joel was a bitch in The Last of Us Part 2. He was a backstabber. He was a hypocrite. He was selfish. He cost the lives of millions of people. You should have some... Well, thanks. Maybe someday. Anyhow, I'll move the character here. I do have to go in a minute there. Especially in the first one, yeah. But yeah, he kind of, you know, he had it coming.
I lived under these banners most of my life.
Well, the next game I'm gonna play now is the game of life where I get off my fat ass and go for a walk and get some exercise. But yeah, this is post game, so it's exciting because I've done it. It's done. And what's cool? Yeah, you see, so that's my most recent save there, right? So I saved it there, but I'll probably play the other one later and get to the point and kill my uncle just because I'm curious like how the cutscene after that changes. Or I could just YouTube it, to be perfectly honest with you. But yeah, so beating the game brings us there. So the reason why this is white is because I liberated all the Mongol camps, right? We've already cleared all those out. And this is the second map, like for Act 2. So there's 3 acts, 3 map sections, if you will. And then this one's not liberated, it's red. Simply because there's still some of these little farms here that haven't been liberated from the Mongols. But there's no more gold main story missions, just go here, kick some ass. And these are the mythic tales. Of course, sure, now everybody's starting to talk now that I gotta leave. I hate the world today when people who don't make a game want to dictate the game story. Yeah, outrage culture. Like, if you have a problem with the story, don't buy it if it bothers you that much. Oh, the actress who plays Abby, the, you know, slightly muscular, butchyish girl. I think she looks alright for a character. She works out. People are jealous. Probably some young teenage boys that are jealous that their biceps are half the size of some chick. That's probably really what it was. There was some real outrage to the point where people threatened her in real life. She got real life threats for having played the role of Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. Like, how mentally deranged
I think I only needed a horse, a bow.
do you have to be?
Taka's trial run before he made my grappling hook. He didn't want to disappoint me. And he never did.
Yeah. Now, am I disappointed that our beloved Joel, you know, got killed? Well, of course. But first of all, no one lives forever. Everyone eventually dies. And that's just really it. It makes it more realistic. We were all one-sided. We took Ellie and Joel's side because of The Last of Us Part 1. We got to see sort of like a family, even though it's not his real daughter, come about. And then all of a sudden we get this butchy blonde girl that comes in and quote-unquote ruins our little happy fantasy story. And we get our panties in a bunch. Again, I can understand, like, oh, no way, what the hell? Oh, he's dead. Wow. Yeah. You know, that's one thing. But when you're like, you're gonna die, I'm gonna find where you live, bitch. Like, what? Like, I just, what the hell is that? That's like absolute madness. And I thought I was the one, you know, that was considered crazy. So yeah, it's pretty interesting how some people are. But, you know, by the end of it, I think the whole point was to kind of force you to start feeling for Abby. Because if you don't feel for Abby, like you kind of did for Ellie in the first one, in a way, that's kind of strange, because she showed more poise than Ellie in many ways, and restraint. She suffered just as much as Ellie did, and she wasn't nearly as clouded by her pain and suffering as Ellie was. So it kind of, you know, there's a few times I was like, Ellie, smarten the fuck up, you know? So. Oh, yeah. Oh, big time. Joel murdered her bloody father. What the fuck would you do? Right? I mean, she could have killed Ellie in the beginning, but she didn't, because it wasn't about just like revenge and being cruel and malicious. It was like, you're the punk ass that killed my dad, so guess what? Eye for an eye. You had nothing to do with it, Ellie. Leave her alone, you know? So. But anyhow, that story, this story, Red Dead Redemption 2, you know, GTA 5, all that stuff. This is one of those, for me, a memorable moment for a story. There's not a lot of games that I give a rat's ass about the story, to be honest with you. We'll go back to my trusty traveler's armor. Sorry, I'm just kind of diddle-daddling there. But yeah, I do need to go. Same thing again, potentially, maybe. I don't want to make any promises, which is why I'm not keeping the stream going. There could be a chance that I could come back as little as 15 to 20-ish minutes. And then if I do that, I may have about 45 minutes to dick around, do whatever. Then I'd have to go again for another, like, see, the breaking up part, I can't just stream 6 hours straight, right? It's impossible. But usually my breaks in between, they're not too bad. And I can usually come back for at least a half hour. If I know beforehand I can stream less than a half hour, I won't even bother turning on the camera, you know? I'll do a regular upload or something like that. But to live stream, I find anything under a half hour, if I know, I won't bother. I mean, it could happen someday that I live stream and 20 minutes in, 10 minutes in, something comes up and I gotta go. But so far, that has not happened yet. So, yeah. And if I don't come back in 15 or 20 minutes, I'll be back in about an hour and a half-ish. So around 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. But yeah. And then probably the same old bullshit, to be honest with you. Now I'm a little bit hooked on ghosts there. I kind of want to finish up whatever was going on there. We're in the middle of an objective. Kind of clean that up. And then, I don't know, maybe another battleground in WoW or something. Not too sure. I never really know what I'm going to do. It's not really good in a way for a streamer. You usually want them to kind of know what they're up to. Right? Most popular streamers, you know what game they're going to play. They generally only play one game. I might do a little bit of Call of Duty because I haven't played it all today. And I am kind of trying to keep up with it, even though I suck at it. I want to kind of get used to the maps, and there's all these new maps I keep complaining about because I know nothing about them because I've never seen them before because I took a 7-month break. So by playing every day, I want to start to get comfortable with those maps. We saw what happened yesterday. 27 kills on a map I'm good with. 5 kills on a map I'm not good with. And sometimes you just have a bad match, right? But there are times, as of late, where I've gotten some half-decent games and 20, 22 kills, dying 17 times, and, for me, that's good. For my level of expectation. If I can get 15 to 20 kills a match and not die more than the number of kills I got, I'm happy. I'm perfectly content with that. I don't think Ellie was in the wrong. No, I get that. But I'm just saying, but it showed you their personality types, right? Ellie was a little bit more aggressive, right? Ellie was a little bit more like how I would have been. Abby was a bit more like how I would like to be. Not saying she's better, just a little different, right? That's just because they have 2 different personalities. But I think that's why they threw us that curveball, with that unexpected plot twist of The Last of Us Part 2, is, at least for me personally, I can't speak for anybody else, but they made me, in the end, equally care about Abby as much as I did Ellie. And I didn't think that was going to happen, because at first I was like, you little, you know what, right? Because I didn't understand at first. I was like, what's her deal? What the hell's this? What the hell is going on? Like Joel just got canceled. I was like, this is outrageous. Why did she do that? I didn't know. But then you get to hear the story. You start going, well, that explains everything. And then all of a sudden, I don't hate her. I hate what happened, but I didn't hate her. Right? A huge difference. And I certainly didn't go on Twitter, like some people did, to threaten the actress to death. Like, I still can't get over that. Ellie grew up in the end. Oh, yeah. Ellie grew up in the end of the world. I know that. Anyhow, I'm just rambling on there, but she would likely be the most messed up. Yeah, I just have intense mixed feelings about... Oh, I mean, I do too. It's hard to explain who was right or wrong. Yeah. Like I said, I equally care for Ellie. Well, you know what I mean, care. Like, invested there in their stories. Now that it's unfolded the way it does, I don't really prefer one over the other. I mean, sure, Ellie and us have a little bit more history because of the first game. The whole Joel and Ellie, right? That's like our baby again, right? That was the whole first game. And that's what happened, is we became invested emotionally with them, that as soon as anybody else comes in, we're like, screw them. And that's kind of how Joel was. I mean, Joel, if you were a father and Ellie was your daughter, your real daughter or not, it's like that whole moral thing. What would you do? Let her get killed to save millions? Or save her and let, millions of others die and then kill the other girl's father? She really did grow up and learn in the... Oh, yeah. She will always be my friend. Yeah, for sure. Put it this way. If this was the only game in the series, Abby would be the hero. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But again, a lot of people don't see her that way. They don't give her an ounce of credit. They mock her because of her more masculine features. People went as far as saying she was a transgender character, because there's a huge topic of discussion about The Last of Us Part 2 transgender characters. And here I am, like, playing the game like when it first came out, and I was like, who's transgender? I was like, I know, Ellie's bi or gay, whatever, and she's got her girlfriend, and I was like, well, there's Abby. There's like, Abby likes to work out. Like, you play Abby when she was a bit younger and she was a bit smaller, and And you see her with, some bigger pipes. And I was like, okay. And the whole time I was so confused because that's how non-judgmental I am. I never clued in that Abby was the girl people were saying was transgender, but they were using that term to insult her because she's not the typical feminine looking person, Anyhow, one day, as a joke, I'll have to stream me just talking. No game, just me talking. Rich from Review Tech, another guy I like. I've spoken with him before. He follows me on Twitter. I've had some brief interactions with him. He's pushing 1 million subs. Every night he streams. Thousands of people watch him. Thousands of people. Another old, bald dude just talking about shit like I'm talking about right now. But instead of 3 people or whatever, there's like 3,000. It's pretty wild. But yeah. Screw the millions. Exactly. Yeah, because they were interested in the characters from the first one. Oh yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. If it wasn't for that, Abby would probably be the heroine. Yeah. All right, but I gotta go. I gotta get stepping. Like I said, there's a chance I could come back in 15 to 20 minutes. Don't hold your breath. And if I do, I'm only going to be able to come back for about a half hour to 40 minutes. Then again, another break of 20 minutes where I got to go. Then if I still feel okay and my headache is under control, that's when I can probably stick around for another couple of hours if I want. Unless I just get tired and I want to go to bed, right? I always keep repeating myself just so that people don't have these expectations. Like, oh, why is he only here for a half hour? Or whatever. I'm not like the other big streamers that are on like 10, 15 hours a day. Like, I can't do it. You as well, Gavin? And everybody else? But yeah, I'll go. And you already know the drill. Either which way, I'll be back soon.